Who wins Sonoma today? My final NASCAR prediction. You're standing in the Sonoma Raceway garage on a Saturday afternoon. The qualifying session just ended, the timing board is frozen, and the name sitting at the very top is Ty Gibbs. Nobody expected it, not the engineers, not the rivals, not even Gibbs himself. And yet there it was, his lap time locked in, the field behind him, the pole his. But the moment he stepped out of that car, he said something that stopped every conversation in that garage cold. You could be on the pole today and suck tomorrow. The pole sitter, the fastest man on the board, telling the world not to trust his fastest lap. That line is not humility, that is a warning. And if you want to understand what is actually at stake at Sonoma today, that one sentence is where you start. The qualifying session itself was one of the tightest Sonoma had produced in years. Less than a single tenth of a second separated the top 6 drivers on the speed charts. The garage was expecting one name at the very top. That name was not Ty Gibbs. Shane Van Gisbergen set a session best time that put him atop the first leg of qualifying. He completed a 360-degree spin cresting the hill in the first sector, cool, collected, almost like a flex. The man owns this circuit. He had won the pole in every previous NASCAR start at Sonoma. It was the first time since Van Gisbergen entered a Cup or O'Reilly Series qualifying session at Sonoma that he did not win the pole. Then came Carson Hocevar, the secondary shock. After getting through turn 10, his team told him he was P1. His own words, "I was like, well, I don't have to do another, I'm already P1. I was super happy about that, but I didn't think it was amazing." A man surprised to be leading qualifying. That is how tight the margins were at Sonoma on Saturday. And then Ty Gibbs. He used a last-minute rear-end qualifying run to post his fastest lap at 95.738 mph in 74.829 seconds, bumping Hocevar off the top by just 0.025 seconds. Sunday's race at Sonoma will mark the first time Gibbs has ever led the field to green on a road course. Right here, before we go any further into what this poll actually means, if you're watching NASCAR Track Report and you have not subscribed yet, this is the moment. We are closing in on 500 subscribers, and every single one of you watching this right now is part of building something real here. Hit subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment, and share this video. Your support is what makes it possible to keep bringing you breakdowns at this level. Now back to Sonoma. Gibbs spoke after qualifying, and what he said is worth reading twice. Tomorrow is a whole different program. You're going to be a lot easier on the car instead of hammering it like in qualifying, so it's just completely different. You could be on the pole today and suck tomorrow. You just have to be really focused on the race, and that's the most important part. Pause on that. The fastest qualifier at Sonoma Raceway, the man who put his name at the top of the board, just walked out of his car and told anyone listening not to read too much into it. That is not a man coasting on confidence. That is a man who understands exactly how quickly a pole position can become irrelevant at this specific track. Layer in the stakes attached to this race. Gibbs is the reigning in-season challenge champion, defending his $1 million title. Sunday's Toyota/Save Mart 350 is the opening round of the 5-event 2026 in-season challenge. He drew the 5th seed. His first-round opponent, Austin Dillon, starts 30th. On paper, the bracket looks manageable. At Sonoma, nothing looks the way it does on paper. Now look at who is lined up directly behind Gibbs, because this starting grid reads like a constructed threat list. P3, Kyle Larson, 2-time Sonoma winner and reigning series champion. Qualified at 95.686 mph. A man racing in front of his home state California crowd, backed by the full weight of Hendrick Motorsports road course program on every pit call. P4, Michael McDowell. McDowell has finished in the top 5 in 3 of the last 4 Sonoma races, including a second-place run in 2024. Veteran road course precision, no wasted moves. P5, Ross Chastain, known for aggression, known for ignoring conventional lines, known for moments that reshape races at exactly the wrong time for whoever is leading. P6, Shane Van Gisbergen. This is where the danger becomes genuine. Van Gisbergen is coming off a 38th place finish at the San Diego Street Race, where he started on pole but was collected in a crash that knocked him to 17th in the points standings and outside a provisional playoff spot. His words after that race, "I was pretty pissed off with that, but I can use it as motivation pretty well. I'm pretty fired up this weekend, but also pretty calm and focused too. We just have to go and execute." A man who has won 7 of 15 road course starts in NASCAR, starting 6th with a point to prove, and a handling issue during qualifying that, if addressed overnight, makes him potentially the most dangerous car on the track by lap 50. Here is the argument that every analyst in the Sonoma garage has been making since Saturday afternoon. Pole position at this track is as much a liability as it is an asset. At an oval, leading from the front is straightforward. At Sonoma, 11 turns, 1.99 miles, relentless elevation changes, and abrasive surface, clean air means every rival maps their entire strategy directly around your pace. Every caution resets the chessboard. Gibbs himself described the circuit this way. "It is definitely a rhythm, a lot of flow, a lot of elevation, and just really fun. It is a little abrasive on the tires that wear, fuel windows that demand precision, Crew chiefs positioned atop pit boxes who are paid to find the one moment where a bold call changes the running order permanently. An alternate pit sequence from any one of those 5 drivers behind Gibbs does not require passing him on track. It requires one perfectly timed caution and one aggressive call. That is it. Gibbs could lead 80 laps and never hold the winner's trophy. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race on Saturday sent a clear signal. Shane van Gisbergen started on pole, led a race-high 66 of 79 laps and captured the checkered flag, his second O'Reilly Series victory at Sonoma in 3 years. Same track, same weekend. He already knows where every tenth of a second lives on this circuit. Pull back to the career picture for Gibbs because Sonoma sits inside a larger narrative that has been building across his Cup Series tenure. Before reaching the Cup Series, Gibbs established himself as one of NASCAR's premier road course talents, winning multiple races on left and right turn circuits. The speed has never been the question. The Cup Series has consistently found a way to separate Ty Gibbs from the decisive moment when that moment arrived. He won at Bristol earlier this year. He has shown pace across multiple weekends. He has been close, but Sonoma is a different test, one that rewards smooth driving over long green flag runs, demands consistent tire management, and puts 25 veteran crew chiefs in direct competition to reshape the running order in real time. Gibbs credited his NASCAR development path for his road course feel, but was direct about the limits of that experience. I would say I credit a lot to that. Everyone thinks I have a ton of road course experience, and I really don't have a lot besides being in NASCAR. That is either the most grounded thing a pole sitter has said heading into a Sunday race or the most alarming, one more variable that cannot be ignored. Bubba Wallace crashed within the first 3 minutes of the Group 2 qualifying session and will start Sunday's race in a backup car. His number 23 Toyota sustained significant front-end damage. A car starting deep in the field on a backup chassis at a road course with nothing to lose on strategy, that combination has produced some of the most disruptive outcomes in recent Sonoma history. A driver starting 26th who can gamble freely on pit strategy is a threat that does not show up on the speed chart. Ty Gibbs did something Saturday that nobody in the Sonoma garage fully expected. He took the pole on a circuit where the defending winner has owned the track for years, where a 2-time champion knows every inch of the pavement, where 4 drivers inside the top 6 have proven they can win here, and where the race itself has historically punished whoever leads into turn 1 on lap 1. He knows exactly what he walked into. He said it himself. You could be on the pole today and suck tomorrow. The speed is there. The timing sheets already confirmed it. The question is whether that speed survives 110 laps, 2 stage breaks, a fuel window that punishes any miscalculation, tires that wear against an abrasive surface, and a 6th-place starter named Shane van Gisbergen who arrived at Sonoma angry, focused, and already holding a checkered flag from Saturday's support race. That answer comes when the green flag drops today. What do you think? Does Ty Gibbs convert this pole into a Sonoma win, or does SVG remind everyone exactly why road courses belong to him? Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Who are you putting your money on today? And if this breakdown gave you something the mainstream coverage did not, share it with someone who follows NASCAR. Every share puts this channel in front of the right audience. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.